what is the best keyboard/piano plugin? In my opinion, there are a lot of plugins that sound really cool for piano. So let me show you some of the best ones that I have in my library and the ones that I like the most. By the way, if you really like some keyboard and piano plugins, leave them in the chat so that other producers can see them, maybe buy some copies or get some copies for those plugins. In my opinion, one of the best plugin piano samples or piano plugins is the Addictive Keys. This just sounds amazing. It's I can tell you this is something that whenever I want some piano instrument, I go for this one. This one sounds really cool. And I think I got this copy using, I think it was because I bought a piano from a MIDI keyboard. I think it was M Audio that this came with. So it's a really cool plugin and I think it sounds amazing. And you can see it has several, I don't have the full version, but I do have this version that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 presets in this one. Then we have 8 here, and then we have a bunch more here. I don't want to count this, but just to give you an idea, I really like this jazzy one. As you can see, it sounds really, really jazzy, and I really like the vibe of this one. There's also one that I really like in this one, which is the Grand Noir. And as you can see, this is a little bit more moody, more dark. It sounds really cool. The low end is not that strong like the other ones, but it has a very cool mellow vibe about it. As you can see, it sounds really, really nice. And we have some extra stuff here. This section is a little bit more where you will find some broken pianos. Let me see if I can find some. So this one sounds more like, I don't know if that's the one that I... So we have this one, Prepared der Horror. So this has some really cool effects, and I really like this plugin. So in my opinion, the best plugin for pianos that I have in my collection is this one, the Addictive Keys. Next up will be, of course, we still have some really cool plugins in FL Studio. If before Flex, I will not talk about FL Studio as some really cool piano plugins. Now we have Flex, and Flex has some cool piano plugins. So we have these essential pianos, and as you can see, it's not the biggest selection, but we do have some cool piano sounds here. And yeah, I think this is also a cool one. Let's go maybe Disclose Grand. This grand piano is has a little bit of compression, and especially in the high end. This Stein D sounds really cool, and we also have a Yamaha C7 sample bass here. So this will be my second option. And this is a native one in FL Studio, so this is also a very cool third-party plugin. Then next up, I would use, let me see, I have one from Waves that I think it sounds really, really cool. It's this Electric Grand, this one, Grand Rhapsody Piano Stereo. The stereo is not part, this is just the stereo version. Unfortunately, this takes a little bit long to load because I have my presets in old school hard drive with a HHD, I guess. It's not SSD, so it takes a little bit longer to load. But we have some really cool presets here. Let's see this Sentimental Grand. As you can see, it takes a while to load, or a little bit. But still sounds cool, and there's a bunch of options here that we can see. We have some mics. That it's really cool that we have some mic options that we can change the mics as we want, and this is really cool. So this would be my third option. And then let's see, I have here some cool pianos in Expand 2. So if you don't have all the other plugins that I just mentioned here, I think a cool option will be to go with Expand 2, because Expand 2 will not just give you some pianos, it will give you a bunch of sounds. So let's see. And I talked about Expand 2 as my favorite plugin of all time, and I can't stress that enough. So let's go here. As you can see, we have a bunch of plugin sounds here, and we also have some acoustic pianos, and we have a good selection of them. The pianos here are not the best, but they are workable. Between these, having these and then having flex, I think you don't need anything else, to be honest. Having these two, so flex comes as a native plugin from FL Studio, and then a third one would be this one. But again, this ranks like fourth in terms of pianos, of the quality of the pianos. And if I go again, the first one would be this one, Addictive Keys. And by the way, none of these, I'm not being paid for by any of these companies to promote the plugins. I just like them, and that's what I use most of the times, this one being one of them. Then Flex being the second choice, third choice being here the Waves Grand Rhapsody, and fourth would be the Expand 2. So this would be my top 4 list of the best piano plugins in the market.